Alright, welcome back. Last time was a uniquely, maybe not so uniquely going forward, disappointing excursion. You know, we ended by trying to scale that tower. We were doing okay, actually, until I got off my horse and just went right off the edge, which feels like a very Soulsborne-y way to go. I'm not going to lie. We were doing some stuff in Caelid, but what I want to do is actually I want to go back to the swamp, and we're going to explore a little bit. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a mine. There's probably some towers. There's a lot of stuff we should probably check off the list. So let's head over here, and I feel like we could probably handle most of what the swamp is going to throw at us, hopefully. You know, if you remember, we got our strength up enough to get to the different sword. I wonder, I know I had to go with a medallion that lets me up my equipment load. Let me see if I can equip the brass shield. It is not going to, nope, that's going to be a heavy load. Okay. I know part of it is I had to get rid of my bow and arrow. What I need to know is, do I have money? Because I'm out of arrows. Okay, so let's start figuring out somewhere to go. We've got these ruins right in front of us. I'm looking for towers as well. You know, towers up here. But let's start by seeing what's in these ruins. So you can see the swing's a little slower, but it does hit pretty hard. I wonder if this... There's there's sort of like a city in the first Dark Souls that gets submerged underwater, and I'm wondering if they take a little bit of inspiration from that for this area. It's definitely not the same. That one is a pretty tragic story. That doesn't look good. Nope, I'm doing everything out of order here. There we go. Might be the worst chase ever. I don't know. Not quite sure what happened there. I was trying to swing my sword as I leapt into the air. Not sure how many souls I actually lost. I'm gonna go get them anyway and just keep moving, but... I feel like the souls lost are not going to be 0, but I don't know if they're going to be much. Okay, there you go, 700. That's not a lot. Let's get that bonfire going. I'm kind of curious. I don't think I've opened the crafting menu once in this game. I'm kind of curious what we've built up here, what we could actually start making. Not that I'd remember to use them, but all right, let's see where this goes. Now, is this the same? Maybe we have been to that one, but is this the same side of the... It is, okay. All right, okay, so yeah, that takes us to that gate. We have been there probably before. Let's head back and we'll keep exploring. Oh no, this isn't the right one. That's okay. Where are we, though? Completely overshot the beacon, so let's head back a little bit. $10 says like a lobster jumps out or something. There's a lobster over to our right. Have we been to... Let's hit that tower. See if we've been there. Let's see if we can split the... I have a feeling we have been here because these lobsters are sleeping, and I feel like we've done this one. So now let's get out of here. And then you gotta remember they have a ranged attack that'll sort of one-shot you if you're not careful. Now, we never checked back in with the guy at the church who gave us the bloody finger for invasion, so maybe we can advance his quest as well. Let's try another horse chase. That was humiliating last time. Oop. That was a little better. And I don't know if it's good to fight these guys on horseback. I don't know if you do extra damage when you're attacking mounted. Oh, that was easy enough to find the passage. Let's see what's down here. It's one of those quiet, too quiet feelings, but maybe just waltz in. It's interesting. That's what they're using, but let's see what that actually does. I don't think I've ever looked at it. I don't know if it's a weapon we can... Okay, it doesn't seem to be a weapon. Let's check just inventory. Oh, interesting. Okay, so yeah, it's another kind of summons. And it's relatively cheap. It seemed like it cost 7 FP to summon. I wonder if it's actually worth doing. Oh, that's a little different. Now, I don't think that's the same portal that we just came from, went through, is it? Because I don't think we got to the ruins last time. So I'm kind of curious where that one goes. Also, there's got to be a closer... Where am I dying? I'm dying way down here. There's got to be a closer... Usually ruins have like a stake of Marika. So I'm a little surprised that we didn't get one there. But I guess this bonfire is so close that... So first things first, I think I can summon Headless here. And if that's the case, I might just do so to take out whatever that creature was. Because why not? Now, I'm kind of... Am I completely out of arrows? Not entirely. There you go. Wrong guy. I need help with this one. Nope. I didn't think this would be quite so tough. Granted, Headless started taking off on the non-bosses, but... It's time to start dealing with these guys a little more harshly. So now what I need to do is I need to go around to the other side. Clear these guys out. Now, the reason why I'm backstabbing here is it's probably not making too much of a difference, but just in case like a magical projectile came at me, I'd want to... I really need to not lose all my souls all the time because I need to go buy some arrows. And while they're not the most expensive thing in the world, you do need a little bit. Alright, let's see what happens. At some point I might just say, you know what? Can I... Alright. Do some of this special power. There we go. Ghost Glovewort, that's not bad. Yeah, it's sort of tricky, you know, like, the Unsheath hits pretty hard, builds up staggers, whatever it does, but it also gets you further into the mix, which is not always what you're looking to do. So let's see where this takes you. Thank you for your service, Headless. Is this the same place? It is the same place. All right. Hopefully fast traveling doesn't reset everything. I don't think it does, so hopefully we can just double check the rest of the runes to make sure they're all set. Maybe it does reset them, in which case I'm just going to keep moving. So the other thing we need to do now, assuming I don't die, well, it's not going to let me access the map in combat, is I want to get some of these towers that I haven't looked at yet checked off, but I can't in the middle of combat. So let me sit, reset, talk to this merchant. Maybe he sells arrows. Actually, oh no, that's not. That's Patches.
Oh, well.
What's up, baby?
It's been a long while.
I don't think I've ever encountered him out here. I've only ever talked to him in the cave in my earlier.
If you can believe it. Now I'm my only supplier, so I haven't got much. But everything here is top notch. Patches Emporium, now open in Raya Lucaria.
I want to say he really has a quest line.
Have you met that girl Raya? She's a strange one, but I believe she was in need of help. Not that it's any of my business, but if she rings your bell, why not lend her an ear? You're making your way to the Erd Tree, no? Well, I heard something that might help. A special means of reaching your destination. Have you ever seen an Iron Virgin? The clunky contraptions are whirlwinds of sickles and spiked wheels. But long ago, they were endowed with a spell of transposition. And get this, a surviving virgin sits at the bottom of the big water wheel in the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Its transpositional powers...
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Right. If you get caught in it on purpose, it'll chuck you out straight at the base of the Erd Tree.
That's actually false. But it is interesting, again, like, that's completely false.
Oh yeah. Great story, isn't it? I'll tell you as many times as you like. There's a surviving...
Well, it's not completely false. There is a surviving Iron Virgin at the bottom of the water wheel, and it does teleport you. It just doesn't teleport you to the Erd Tree. But it's interesting that, again, these are things that I always learn through videos or by accident or, you know, probably, again, on Fireside Chat on Tuck TV. Or, you know, just, you know, when I was mopping up things, when I was done, I was like, okay, let me go start looking stuff up so I can see, okay, do that, don't do that. And, he only has great arrows. I don't need great arrows. But that is something that you uncover. You can get captured and it teleports you to a new area. And, again, you know, a complaint with these games is always, oh, these games don't explain anything. They're too obtuse. They don't blah, blah, blah. But I'm always surprised by how much they actually are telling you if you just take a moment to go look or stumble across. Now, the unsheath could stagger this thing pretty decently. I'm curious. It's pretty adorable for a rage. Okay. So 2 seems to do the trick. That's not bad. I thought that actually would kill it, but that's okay. Yeah, these things aren't tough if you can stagger, and I wish I could get the... There's an ashes of... You can put on a weapon that like throws out this little flamethrower thing. And it's really good for staggering a lot of enemies in the game. Okay, so let's see what's over here. What's that in the ground? Oh, I don't think we've looked through a telescope before. Maybe we have. There's one in the main area, but here's going to show you, I think, a little bit of the academy. Can you zoom? Probably not. But I guess it's kind of a nice way to take a look. Like you can see there's like a church over there in the distance. I don't know if we've been there. Maybe that's, it just gives you an idea of, what's where if you wanted. But yeah, there's usually one in every area.
Hello? Please. Over here.
Oh, interesting. Again, I don't think I've talked to her either.
Hello. It's rather chilly here, isn't it? My mistress sent me off on an errand, but I was accosted by a ruffian. And now I'm in a bind. Could I ask you lend a hand? Perhaps. That thug made off with a precious necklace. I need someone to retrieve it. Only, he too is tarnished. If you've any qualms confronting your own, I shall find another. Oh, thank you, dearly.
Maybe I've encountered it before. Just, again, I
Yes,
have no
it was
recollection.
like this. The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back. The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back.
Okay. Is there an abandoned home? When he says down the way. Talking about the... Yeah, this was about to say, is it this guy? That's not an abandoned home. Well, for the time being, let's check out that tower. Assuming we haven't been there yet. And then we'll just get over to the prawn guy next, I guess, and just get an idea if it's him. Now, I know, I don't know anything. I think it's possible to get him agitated and on the attack. But I don't know... Okay. I feel like we might have done this one already, given... Okay, so let's see if we can... Nope, it's not going to let me activate the map with... Again, lobsters do not mess around. That was close. A little zigzag. Let's take a look at this house. I don't know if this is the prawn shack. Let's reset just so we can get back to the map if we need to, but... Like last time he wouldn't talk to us.
You're trying to start piss off. Ah, that necklace what you're after, is it? Well, show me what it's worth to you, and I'll consider parting ways with it. I'm not in love with it or nothing. You're a shrewd one, Chief. First, you hand me the runes. And don't try nothing, neither.
Let's see how many we actually need, though. 1,000? I think I can do that. So I don't think I've ever gotten him to become a merchant for me.
All right. Take it. Thing's no damn use to anyone anyway. Your bloody idea, mate. Don't come crying to me later.
Because again, he'll start selling you prawns, which are like a... I think that's who we're to Raya. I think that's who Patches was telling us to talk to. So maybe we can... What we can do is we can... I'm going to fast travel just to not have to deal with the lobsters. We'll talk to Raya, come back to Patches, and see if there's some kind of NPC loop going on. We want to go east. I think it's right over there. You have to be very methodical with the NPCs if you want to keep their quests going. At least I feel like that's the case. You have to sort of make sure you exactly do step A, then go talk to step B, then do this. Just because it's so unclear how their quests work. Yeah, no, I know. We got it.
Please, I must have the necklace back. Oh yes, that is my missing necklace. Thank you kindly. I am in your debt. Did I forget to announce myself? I am Raya, in the service of Lady Tanith of the Volcano Manor.
That's where the
Stalwart Tarnished.
monster under the academy transports you to, the Volcano Manor, not the Erd Tree.
Not only a steady hand, but a steady heart. Merciless, even to your own kind. Such strength is precisely what my mistress seeks. Please, take this. Brave Tarnished. Seek the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. Most Tarnished are doomed to wander the outskirts of the lands between, peering wistfully at the towering Erd Tree. But you are no ordinary Tarnished. And once that is proven, the Volcano Manor will fully extend its invitation to fight amongst a family of champions. Oh, and one more thing.
Make sure we exhaust the dialogue.
This land of Liurnia is connected to the Altus Plateau by the Grand Lift of Dectus, beyond the High Road. But the lift has been defunct for an age.
Right, so this is why you need the two halves of the medallion.
Simple means of passage. Instead, you must seek the old ruins in the cliff at the base of the valley. Near the Grand Lift, there's an old tunnel. It was excavated from both ends, linking Liurnia to the Altus Plateau. I have faith in you. A champion through and through. I do hope that we can meet again.
That's interesting. Again, like I'm wondering if that's maybe a mine or something that gets you from one area to the other.
Near the Grand Lift, there's an old tunnel. It was excavated from. I have faith in you. I do hope.
And again, you know, a lot of these are things that I discovered on my own because I never ran into her here that I can remember. I never got the Volcano Manor invitation. I just stumbled on Volcano Manor by exploring. And then you start running into people and things like that. But again, for me, it's really fascinating to have the game sort of providing you these, you know, signposts that you can completely miss. I enjoy stumbling across them and realizing, like, you know, when I, you know, play Deus Ex, and I'm like, oh, I could have gone in through the air vent, so I go back anyway and just see how that path looks, even though I don't need to at that point.
Great story, isn't it? There's a survivor.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about Riot, but yeah, so
Cheers for that.
he's trying to screw you again. He's, trying to get you teleported to the Volcano Manor, which is a pretty advanced area. Now, if you are into like speedrunning stuff, speedrunners will, maybe they don't anymore. During some paths, they used to take that shortcut because you get a bunch of, that's Raya's, you get a bunch of like smithing stones and stuff like that that can help get you a more powerful weapon quickly. Again, I keep hitting buttons for Remnant when I'm now playing Elden Ring. I think what I might do, I think last session I was mentioning Black Lodge Trivia Night. I might put, I think I already did this one because these are all the lobsters are going to pop up. I think I might put, because that's sort of like an RPG focused thing, I might put that, like future RPGs. I'll talk to Matt and Patrick and see what they think. But I might sort of consolidate any computer role-playing game stuff over there. If they're into it. I don't know what their plans are. So for the 2 viewers, you might find other future games over there. So do I still have lobsters after me? Can I look at the map? Okay, so let's check this one out. Okay. I think if I were being smart, I would be marking. Let me mark these. Because I'm going to forget that I've done them. I'm going to put this off to the side a little bit. Have I done others? I think I want to say I did this one. I think this is where the lobsters are. I probably did this one, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to hold off. But I need to be better about markers, beacons, and stuff like that to make sure I'm not repeating myself over and over and over. Now, they were talking about the Altus Plateau Raya was, and I'm not sure where that was. I don't know if that's... I can get up there, so that's not it. I thought it was somewhere up here. Maybe this map still has more to expand. And I think the tunnel is this. I think this tunnel will get you up and through to the other side. Looks like you can even see here a little road marker. But for right now, let's go hit this tower just to say we did it. It's to the north. Must collect everything. Now that looks like a person, not a demi-human. So let me see if that's an NPC.
Lanya. No, Lanya. It's me, Dielos. Answer me, would you?
Hello, friend. Tell me if you know, would you? The whereabouts of the hidden house of those despicable fiends. The recusants who hunt their fellow tarnished. They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refused to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood. I, Dielos, swear to deliver the message. They laid hands upon my servant Lanya, and I refuse to let the tale of House Hoslow is I, Dielos, swear.
Okay, so we've max. So again, I've never encountered this. He's back at the round table hole. He was always like, "Hey, did you see my servant?" So I'm kind of curious. Like, can you find her alive, or is it she'll always be dead? So now I think the people they're talking about are at Volcano Manor. I think Volcano Manor is they go after Tarnished, and of course Raya. You know, maybe that's part of what happened here. You know, she was here to deal with her in some capacity. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's not giving me any dialogue options, but it seems like, yeah, I have a Volcano Manor invite. But yeah, I definitely have not ever been able to deal with his quest line. I always talk to him in the hold, and then next thing I know, he was gone. And you're never quite sure why. At least I'm never quite sure why, and that's sort of, I think, what some people find frustrating about these. Let's remove the beacon. Let's mark this as done, and let's see where this goes. Liurnia of the Lakes, where are we? It's interesting that I put you there. This is actually a tricky ruin to deal with. And I don't think you really need to deal with it. There's a couple things that are tricky about it. One is, well, I'll show you. One is the enemies here sort of pop in and out. So, you know, they'll materialize. You have a quick second to hit them, and then they disappear. You'll see. And it can get very annoying, if I'm being honest. The other thing is, I don't think there's any point to... So what you're really looking for is, of course, like always... See what he says, if I don't die in the process. Okay. Now, Iji, I'm not sure if I know that name. I think I might, but the other trick is that there is a staircase down, but it's hidden. And then at the base of it is boss fight. So there's a lot going on. Let's see if I can actually do this. Ugh, one of these guys. So yeah, that's what makes these ruins a little tricky. Now I don't know if this guy. I'm assuming that this guy's harder than the one we encountered out in the wild. But let's give it another go. So where are we? Okay. So we're gonna. Again, I keep hitting the buttons for the other game. We're gonna sort of try and beeline a little bit without taking damage on the way in, hopefully. Nope. So, went the wrong way because I get turned around a lot. This is also the wrong way because we don't actually have to deal with wolves. I think I want to be up there. So let's try this one more time. It's actually easier if you come in from the north, I think. So maybe I'll unlock that. And that's another thing. Getting through from the other side is also tricky because that's hidden. So now when they talk about the King's Realm ruins, I wonder if they're talking about King like the city? Or they seem to have the gold cloth, not the blue that comes with the Raya Lucaria. So you come up here, and you can unlock this bonfire. I think that might be Iji that they were talking about when they lost control. So I don't think, yeah, I don't have any souls on me, but let me see if this is Iji. He's a blacksmith as well.
Well, look at you. We don't receive many visitors. I presume you are tarnished? What brings you here? Oh, pardon me. It's hardly my place to ask, is it? I am E.G., a blacksmith who once served the Carian royals. An old codger who refuses to
Oh, the
retire
Carian
his
royals
rusty
are...
hammer. So here I am, still quietly plying my trade on this spot. Perhaps you'd like a display? These bones are old, but still able.
You know, he's one of the trolls that pulls the...
Oh, watch out there. When I'm absorbed in my smithing, I lose sight of all else. If you come too close, I'm apt to cause you harm. I am, after all, terribly large compared to you, Tarnished. You don't know how hard it is not to break anything while I work.
But as you can see, you know, he sells somber smithing stones, which is good. I mean, I think we need a number 3 for the sword I'm carrying right now. He doesn't have a ton of them. Oh, no, 3's not bad, though.
Brave Tarnished territory
Okay.
once belonged to the Carian royal family. Their manor lies not far
It's up there.
from this point. When the Raya Lucaria Academy turned on the Carians, the Knights of the Cuckoo descended on this tract. After leveling it, they carried on to the manor. The Carians were taken off guard, but their strength had not waned, and they repelled the Knights' onslaught by conjuring an enchanted snare that remains potent to this day. That is why I say, Tarnished, don't go near the manor, unless you wish to lie with the corpses of the heedless Knights of the Cuckoo. I've explained the peril of the enchanted snare that remains at the Royal Carian Manor. Whatever you do, brave Tarnished, stay away from that death trap.
Okay. Although you can see this site of grace is pointing us right toward it. So just to make sure we've locked, we're going to respawn here. Take a look. I'll show you what, you know, what he's talking about. It's not hard. There it is. So you just have to bob and weave a little bit, come at it from the side, stuff like that, and you should be okay. Now, I'll say you should be okay, and then I'll probably get wrecked, but... I think up there is something, like maybe a cave, but there's also maybe a rune bear. I might be confusing it. Try and roll through to get some invincibility frames. And then here you go. Now I will say, I'm not going to do this now because I was busy doing that other thing. I just want to say this has some of the creepiest enemies in the game for me personally. These hands, they're like 8-fingered hands that come scurrying at you. They're big, they hit hard, and they are super disturbing. Really puts me off. It's one of those things where you, like I've said before, like this game absolutely goes for a very specific vibe. And you don't have to like that vibe. But but it is a thing, and they nail it. I wonder if we can... I'm curious if we can get over here to the... There's a body of water here that I think has an invisible... But I don't know if you need to get to that area from the top, getting through the castle, or if you can sort of get to it from the side here. Hit the horn guy before he calls for help. So can we... And do I have the right body? Yes, I do. So you remember how much trouble I had last time I tried to do this? This sword's even slower. So I imagine I'll time this even worse. Let's see if this is a crisscross. Yeah, so this is telling me right here is a good spot. Now I don't know if it's a crisscross and it'll come back the other way. That's the other, okay. This one I think is worth getting. Because it's the Hoarfrost Stomp. Hoarfrost Stomp is an Ash of War that used to be blatantly overpowered. And when I played this game, it was still overpowered on the PlayStation 5. So I don't know how much it's been toned down. I assume it still has some value. But I'll show it to you on the on a weapon. Let's go to the Ashes of War. It's quite good, and it's absolutely worth getting, which is why I was hoping to do that. But let's go to our Unsheath. Now, Unsheath has been good to us, right? You know, it's not a bad thing. But let's get the Hoarfrost Stomp going. Now, cold damage is one of those like things that build up, and so you can do blood build up and frost build up, and both will sort of build up and then hit with a hard amount of damage. So right now we're doing 255. We could switch it to 185-ish of physical, 285 of magic. You know, we don't have much intelligence, so we're... But we can also just keep it as, you know, a blood buildup. But let's get some cold damage going, because cold damage has always been pretty good in this game. And let's swap that weapon out. And I will show you what it does. So you can see it puts out an area of effect. It does okay, or at least, again, this is my experience before it got nuked. Yeah, I think it's been toned down in patches. Okay, so the reason why it's easier to come from the north is I know you sort of break left, and then I think the thing is right in this area. But I might have it wrong again. Okay, so we're looking to do this real quick. Hopefully... Okay. And there I think some frost built up, and I need to get on my business here. So if you can get frost to build up and hit it and not die, but you can see, like, you know, just using the frost stomp, I was able to take care of most of his health bar. So we're definitely going to try this again. Yeah, the Hoarfrost stomp seems to still be absolutely worth. Let's do Last Sight Grace, because we want to come in from the north. But yeah, you can see it's a good area of effect. It doesn't seem to have the staggering that I thought it might, but and it's not that hard to hit. It's a pretty wide. I don't like being caught in the wall here. I really want to just get this ruins over with. So I'll try it again. Again, see a little bit more of the Hoarfrost stomp in action, and then if I can't do it in a try or two, I'll move on and maybe head to a mine or something. Because again, I want to get this sword, the other sword, up and running a little better. You hope that, yeah, you want him to, Headless to take over the fight a little bit. You want to not get poisoned immediately. Where's Headless? Get in there. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for now. But you can see sort of that Hoarfrost stomp is absolutely worth getting. I don't know why I do know why, because I'm not good at this game. I was about to say I don't know why I'm having so much trouble, but because those things are hard-ish. They're fast. They flop around a lot, and yeah, and it's kicking my ass. Okay, so let's go back here. We're gonna hit this one. Check that tower to make sure we haven't done it. Okay, which direction are we trying to go? I feel like we're trying to go. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to agitate that crab and get whatever's behind it. Somber smithing stone 1 times 2. That's not bad. Not that we are going to have a... Like, I sort of know the weapons I want to use, so that sort of makes the low level... Like, I've already gotten the somber smithing stone on that Bloodfang sword, so I don't really need too many more, but it's always good to grab them. I mean, if this is your first time through and you're still seeing what swords work for you, that might be worth it. Okay, let's mark this one done. Let's remove our beacon. Well, let's, I'm gonna have to... Let's head to the north, because I think what we're looking... Something that we're looking for is to the north, so... Just not exactly sure where. You know, remember we need, like, this special key to get into... the boss, into the academy. I think I tend to do the manor before the academy just because I run into it in my exploration. Now the Frenzied Flame is like the sort of, I think, the madness spells. But let's go this way. Amongst the octopi. There's a specific set of ruins we're trying to get to that are going to give us the key. And it can seem daunting. I don't even know if I'm in the right spot for that. I feel like I'm... So as you can see, there's tons of these flying things. They all can give you, like, refills. And the reason why is because there's a giant dragon right here who's asleep. And luckily he stays asleep until you get pretty close. And then you just can sort of get the Academy Glintstone key. And you can bug out. I don't know if it's the toughest fight in the world, dragon-wise. I think it's... I mean, none of them are easy. I don't think that's the hardest. But that is what you need to get into the Academy. And I'm going to go after that one on the ground, hoping it gives me something interesting. Or is it just an FP refill? Might have just been an FP refill. I'm going to see if I can unlock this. Is this a double or a single? And I might call it once we get to the bonfire. I'm not sure what's down here. I don't think I have any souls, do I? No. So yeah, I think this is a good place to call it for this session. I don't honestly remember what's down here, but we actually, you know, in spite of the roadblocks with like underneath the ruins and stuff, we did manage to get a couple things. One, Hoarfrost Stomp. Now you sort of know where that is. That's absolutely worth getting. And two, we got the key we need, the Glintstone key to get into the Royal Academy. And then I showed you, in my mind, what are some of the creepiest monsters in the game. Those like giant hands clinging to the walls like spiders. That's the thing. It's a combination of like, you know, creepy hands with too many fingers mixed with the behavior of spiders, which a lot of people freak out about, equals just shit your pants. So, yeah, thanks again, and we'll pick this up next time.